So I'm Brendan O'Connor. I graduated from here in 2004, originally from Montana. I currently live in Madison, Wisconsin. I came back to do a large-scale test of a software research project in computer security that I've been working on for a little over a year. So the project, which is called Creepy Doll, is the Creepy Distributed Object Locator, tracks Wi-Fi emanations around the campus. There's a huge focus in kind of what people think of as security work in the last decade or so is on protecting servers, protecting networks, and protecting big corporations against evil criminals that will come and take all of their credit cards and things. And while doing that, they've forgotten that users are also under attack. And specifically, they've forgotten that things that they consider irrelevant are in fact private data. A few months ago, I contacted Tom to ask if I could use the UWC as a testing place. And it's perfect for Wi-Fi testing because, first of all, there is a wireless network on campus. But beyond that, it's a long way from anyone else. So it's not just a separated wireless network, but it's a separated wireless network where I can actually talk to everyone. I've been able to talk with students and faculty and staff throughout my time here and beforehand, so that everybody has a real knowledge of what's going on and a meaningful chance to consent or withhold consent and get out. The other reason it's a great place is because there's a lot of, especially governments now, that are starting to use this type of technique to attack activists. So we see things like a few weeks ago in the Ukraine, where the protests that have been continuing to go on, a huge number of people who were at one particular protest received a text message the next day saying you are registered as having been involved in an illegal protest and basically you will be cited and charged with horrible things. It has since come out that that was probably a fake in the sense that it didn't originate from the police, but it did use technology that is used by the police in the United States and around the world to track locations of activists and to harass them and other things. UWC students are very likely to be the targets of this sort of thing. So it's important to give them an opportunity to understand kind of, what is it? How do people track people? And how do you defend yourself against it? What I've spent the last year showing is that you don't have to be a major government agency. You just have to be anybody with a little bit of money and an unhealthy interest in those around you. And then you too can, what I refer to as stalk a city for fun and frivolity. You can, basically track the locations and identities of an entire urban core for $500 or $600, which is deeply disturbing, or at least should be. And then that's the research that I'll then take on and then present. I'm hoping to submit it to an academic conference. There's also a non-academic security conference, which is the majority of the conferences in the security world, that I'll be speaking about some of the results from this test.